Thank you, Madam Chair, and Mr. Nolen. Thank you for being here. You know, my state has very unique problems and challenges. 258 communities with no roads. Think about that. 82% of the communities in my state you can't get to by a road, so you need an airplane. And yet we have the oldest infrastructure and technology of any state in the country when it comes to FAA issues. We have remote mountainous terrain. We know it presents technical challenges for the FAA in installing and maintaining robust communications and navigation and satellite systems. In the FAA's own words, in 2021, the FAA Alaska Aviation Safety Initiative, they said, quote, maintaining the extensive Alaska National Airspace infrastructure, which consists of a mixture of old and new components, is a daunting task for FAA engineers and technicians. Now, I know we're focused on modernizing the NOTAM system, but can I ask you, will the FAA, with the FAA recognizing the huge needs in Alaska with this Alaska Aviation Initiative, which we appreciate from the FAA, are any of these going to be addressed in the effort to modernize the NOTAM system?
Senator Sullivan, thank you so much for the question. Yes, indeed. We recognize the criticality of our systems with respect to Alaska and all of the challenges that you spoke to. And Alaska is still one of the areas that remain on the U.S. NOTAM system. So that's a part of our goal as well. When you think about Alaska International Operator, some parts of the DoD, is to get everybody onto the federal NOTAM system, and you know that will happen by 2025 unless we can accelerate it, and we're looking at what that might take.
Okay, will this effort then result in more timely NOTAMs on outages of navigational aids and communications? So will you be able to surge that capacity that we need there?
That's our expectation, that we'll have better stream, better reliability there.
Let me ask more specifically, what is the FAA focused on in terms of doing soon to address the challenges to maintain navigational aids and communications equipment in Alaska and then upgrade it?
We're still working through that. I mean, there are things we're doing like around runways, around approaches. We've done a lot in terms of GPS approaches. We've got some other approaches that we are doing in Alaska. So our commitment there is high, and everything that we're doing via FACI is working, and we're making the kind of progress.
Okay, again, I appreciate the FACI effort. I mentioned 250 communities, oldest technology. I also mentioned, unfortunately, highest death rate per capita in terms of flying for all these reasons. Can the FAA, this is a simple idea, store more spare parts in the state and provide more technicians?
Well, thank you for the idea, sir. If you allow me to take that back to our team, and we're certainly happy to follow up.
Okay, good. Let me ask one final question. I know we have a vote here. I want to be respectful to my colleague, Senator Warnock. The FAA has a policy that we're kind of baffled by right now that is requiring, and to be honest, I still don't even really understand it, shorter runways throughout the state of Alaska. That is antithetical to what we need right now, which is actually longer runways. Remember, these communities, the airport is the only thing that connects them to, right, unless they're on a river, and then it's a boat, but the river's frozen in the winter. So why are we requiring, in order to be eligible to reconstruct runways, using federal funds that the FAA is forcing Alaska to shorten the length of its runways? To be honest, you should be helping us lengthen runways. This is baffling to me, and my team has tried to explain it to me, and I don't understand. So what is happening? This is nuts. Well,
thank you, sir, for the question. Let me just caveat, correct a couple of things here. There is a caveat in the AIP funding that, that requires, when we talk about an additional 500 feet is what we're talking about, we are working through in Noatak, if I've got that right, Alaska.
Yeah.
So that work is in progress. It's also caveated that if it provides critical services.
Or how about there's no road to that?
Exactly. So those are things that play into that. So that piece is underway.
Well, I'd like to work with you and your team, with my team, to make sure we're not telling Alaskan communities they got to shorten the runway when it's their only lifeline to the rest of the state and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.